So I feel we got on some inspirational stuff today. What a better segue than to seamlessly segue into the most inspirational thing that television could produce, The Bachelor.
The Bachelor, baby. Oh my gosh. So we just watched it last night.
It never disappoints.
It is so good. I was sad last night was only 2 hours.
Well, it goes by so fast.
So fast. I'm like, I need another hour. Why is it so good?
Because people are put in a unrealistic. It is bizarre. When I see him sitting on the couch and there are 12 women, I go, bro. That's probably many men's dream to be able to, but as you get older and you start looking at it, you're just like, dude, you're about to go have a meaningful conversation for 10 minutes and then make out with 12 different chicks in an hour and a half. Like, your emotions got to be so messed up.
And then have to deal with all the chicks' emotions. So many of them came crying to him last night because of so many tears. So many tears.
So entertaining.
Okay, let's start with Hannah Brown, because in the beginning of the episode, she was just having that whole meltdown, and she got into his lap and wanted to cuddle with him, and you could tell he obviously very much still has feelings, and I was like, don't kiss her, don't do it. And he didn't.
He did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a strike against him, because it would have been it was already kind of effed up that he left the girls on the date. You could see that it was kind of Jesus, we're already feeling like crap about trying to be one of 22 here to win your heart, which is already strange and mentally draining. Yeah. Now we have to compete against your ex. And I think Natasha even said that, I'm not going to compete against your ex.
I love Natasha.
She is awesome.
She's got life experience, and she speaks up.
Yes.
All the other girls on that date were just kind of what do we say to him? And she stood up. She's like, well, this is just messed up.
And real quick before we move on to that, I got to say too, and this is just yet again, I'm not coming at this as any other way than entertainment.
Of course.
So I'm not talking crap on people. I'm just saying as these characters who are putting themselves, what they're presenting and how it's edited.
Exactly.
But Hannah B, I just didn't like that it's a red flag. I think he should run from her, because she is saying I don't know, I'm confused. And then she gets on his lap to give him a hug. You're being mean. You're toying with his emotions when I could tell by her answers that she doesn't actually love him. She just wants to see out of these 22 women, because she lost twice. Her man that she picked,
Jed,
and then Tyler. And now here she is with her third pick, who she doesn't really love. But she wants to see, well, am I better than these 22 women? And it becomes this competition thing, and it's just not right.
Mean. That's the perfect
move
word.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Get rid of the egos, and that's what all these girls have. Mm-hmm. You cannot in 4 days fall in love with somebody. The reason you're crying is because they pick 22 women who never get told no, and someone has to be second all the way to last place every episode, and it hurts their feelings, not because they're in love with him, but because they're not winning. It's a winning and losing competition thing that's making them sad.
I totally agree, but also too, on this show, some other reality shows, they take away all forms of entertainment. You don't have your phone, you don't have magazines, you don't have books, you don't have music, you don't have TV. All you have are these other human beings in the house that you're all talking about Peter. That's it. That is your life. And that's why people get so emotional, because they're losing. This is constantly in the forefront of their mind. If they got to go listen to music and maybe check their social media, they can't do anything. And that's the psychology behind it that's so messed up, because they're forced to solely think about this human to human interaction. Who was Kelsey?
Kelsey's a meme for life. I'm still hesitant if that whole thing was set up.
With the champagne. So
if she was in on it, but but she was crying. These aren't actresses. She was crying, but then she goes and bumps the other champagne off the table.
So take it back. What happened is Kelsey brought this bottle of champagne from her hometown, and she wanted to set up this great celebration for she and Pete to sit in this romantic setting and pop the champagne bottle. However, Pete was with Hannah Ann, and strategically, the producer set this up, but whatever. They sit down and they open up Kelsey's bottle of champagne. Kelsey finds out. She goes crazy. She calls Hannah Ann a champagne stealer.
Yeah.
next week's episode, Hannah Ann's crying, I'm not a champagne stealer. You can't make this stuff up. It's so good.
Oh my God.
And so, anywho, Kelsey goes crazy. She freaks out on Hannah Ann. Pete tries to comfort her. She's like, Then she finally calms down. Kelsey finally calms down. She goes with Pete to this other area. And this is what you're talking about. She accidentally knocks over another bottle of champagne. Whatever, not questioning it. Good call, producers. And Pete opens the bottle. And he says to Kelsey.
But before this, she was sobbing. And then when she got her time, she stopped. It's like when a kid falls and gets hurt, and then all of a sudden you like make them laugh, and then or they finally get their way, and then they sit on the couch and they go from tantrum, crying, sadness to I'm good.
It's 100% what it was. So she was like happy again, and he's like, "Well, do you want me to pour this into glasses, or we just drink right out?" And what was her quote? She goes.
I'm not a classy B all the time.
That's right. And so she takes this bottle and she swigs it like it's a beer. And it literally goes all over her face.
It blows up because of the whatever.
Yeah.
Not carbonation, is it? Yeah, I think champagne's carbonated. But it blows up her nose, up her face. There's already stuff all over it. And it was just not her night.
It wasn't her night. Poor girl. And she started like crying again. And it was just a disaster. But... yeah, it's quite entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, no, they have a bunch of people. I guess it's, yet again, as much as I want to enjoy this, there's still times that I just go, they just get the perfect group of people. Because how many people probably audition? 100,000?
Oh my goodness. So
and
many.
they find the right, because like even Sydney, it was so funny when Natasha was like, if he has feelings for Hannah B, like, go do you.
Go explore it.
Go explore it.
That.
And then her response is,
Sydney's.
but he doesn't know how I feel about him. Like, it's like
I need to show him how I can, be with him.
But that just shows the youth. That shows the age gap between 24 and 31.
Absolutely.
But that could be flip-flopped. Maybe like the old soul or life experience or whatever.
Sure.
But it's not about you. And it's like Sydney just has that youthful selfishness, and she even had it again later in the episode, where that kind of behavior, now that I have perspective and I've become such a good listener and communicator and I really pay attention to people, that's a red flag. Because if you're selfish in that situation, you're going to be selfish in other parts of your life, which are not going to be great. Same thing with Kelsey. For her to be so emotional and be upset about champagne, you could have just went over and said, I was going to do this for you, Peter, but I know things happen. Let's go and kick it. Let's go have some fun. I'm going to surprise you later with something better, and been mature about it. But she acted like a little girl, and she's older too. But it's like it just shows the lack of personal development of these poor girls who they cast to be embarrassed on television, and people don't care.
Well, and this is the crazy thing about The Bachelor is there are a ton of producers who are on the show, and each producer, they get to choose a couple contestants that are like theirs that they work with. And so the producers build this relationship with contestants to be like, listen, you can trust me. I'm here for you. And in turn, these producers can get them to cry. They can get the juice out. They'll say, hey, go over to that girl. You need to be the one to step up. Like, you're the boss in the situation. And then the girl, whoever the contestant is, will go do that. But it's backfired, so it's good television. Because you got to realize the producers are trying to write a show and get the best drama and juice possible. So it's all a little bit messed up, but it's such great television. And I think all the girls going on know, A, they're going to get exposure.
Yeah.
Which leans into like someone like McKenna, the fashion blogger. You mentioned this, like she's 22. Is she really looking to get married tomorrow, or is she looking to build her audience, which, the show does?
Well, we're sleuths because again, as much as I try to just use this as an unplug, I love learning about behind the scenes of it. Yeah. And she's a fashion blogger. So as soon as you're a blogger, and because you blog and because we create content, we understand the grind of this slow build in audience, where if you were to get on, we're together, but a show like The Bachelor, what took us 3 years to build would double in 3 days. And so if you're a fashion blogger, it's just, if she was a fashion blogger who was maybe a little older, but it's like at 22, you're a fashion blogger, you understand what this show will do for you. And the longer you stay there, the bigger your numbers. And if you're lucky enough to come in 5th, 4th, 3rd, or 2nd, you might even be the Bachelorette, which that fashion blog will then shoot to the top of the charts. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you may, hey, this guy is attractive, he's cool, but who knows people's motives, and that will come up. But it's just hard to think that someone who's 22, I don't know if she lives in LA or some big city or what she's doing. But, I mean, are people looking?
But we looked up their numbers. She and Hannah
Ann shot straight up.
Yeah, because Hannah Ann's a model, and I think she's had followers for a while. McKenna, I think, started around like 40 or 50K, but they're only going to keep going up. And good for them. I mean,
it's only getting better because the more people are chasing the influencing route too, is bringing people wanting to be on The Bachelor, because The Bachelor is creating like so much success in
careers for these chicks. It's crazy.
So it's more than just finding love like this probably was in 2008 or whenever it started.
Interesting.
You were fighting for a man who I think, remember we talked about this before, who I think they all had millionaires because it created that same, it's attraction of like, if I win this, not only do I fall in love, but there's this like my life changes lifestyle and status wise.
Man, it's evolved in the fact that it is still on the air. What is it, season 24?
They don't do just one a year, right?
I think it's 2. I think they do one Bachelorette and one Bachelor
every year.
Yeah.
I think so. So they've been doing it for probably 12 years.
Man.
Which is going to be great. But yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, I still think I'm still going strong with Madison as my pick. I know they didn't. Ooh, the sleeper.
The sleeper. Lexi.
The red convertible girl.
Yes. We think she's going to come through
I think they didn't show her much in the first, but she's my wild card sleeper. Like that isn't expected. I think she's really cool. There's something about her. I think Natasha is going to go really far with her
just love her
maturity and her attitude. I think is really attractive. So I'm curious how I think Natasha will be there. Hannah Ann, Madison.
Hannah Ann from the first episode, I was like, he's going to love her. Like I just felt it, and she kind of not redeemed herself this episode, but the way they edited it last time,
she kept cutting in.
Yeah, granted, it's editing. What are you going to do about that? But I do think that even from like the preview they showed last night, at the very, very end, I think Hannah Brown is going to come back, and I think she's going to say, please don't do this, Pete. I'm in love with you. I want to be with you. And I think that's why he was having the freak out on the bed, and he laid down, and he was crying, and he didn't.
I think it's too easy now.
Is it too easy?
It's too easy. If that's it, it just seems too easy. But we don't see how it gets there.
We'll see. Yeah.
But yeah, I think...
but what a train wreck for him if that is how it is, because he's going to have all these women he's been spending the past month with every single day, falling in love, breaking hearts, and then like this one woman that he was so madly invested in is going to come back and just... Who knows?
It's really hard to make predictions at this point because, like, remember even that girl he met in the hotel who he went on the plane with was zero featured in this episode. I don't remember her name, but... So we'll see, but I like just moving the cards around and trying to like guess. It's like really fun, but it was a great episode, and I just enjoy it. We were having our popcorn and just watching it in bed, and so thank you, Bachelor Nation, for producing an entertaining thing, and so we'll be back on that next Monday. I look forward to it. It's something to look forward to on Mondays, and really enjoy that.